Welcome to today's Ukraine war update for July 31st, 2026. Overnight, Ukraine reached deeper into Russia than it ever has. Its drones set fire to the Lukoil refinery in Volgograd, one of Russia's 10 largest, and the biggest fuel producer in the country's south, along with a vast Wildberries logistics hub in the same city. But the striking part was not where it began, it was how far it went. From Volgograd, the drones kept flying, another 1,100 kilometers east, all the way to Tatarstan, where residents of Nizhnekamsk reported more than 30 explosions near its refineries. President Zelensky said the night's target sat between 500 and 1,300 kilometers from Ukraine. Closer to home, an aircraft plant was hit in occupied Yevpatoria, in Crimea. In Volgograd itself, Russia admitted what it usually hides. 1 woman was killed and 8 people hurt. The message was distance, that almost nothing behind the front is now out of range. Russia's answer came in the dark, as it always does. Around 255 Shahed drones sent at Ukraine, of which air defenses brought down close to 200. The rest struck 14 places across the country. Over the day, 9 people were killed and 48 wounded, from Dnipropetrovsk in the east to Kherson in the south. But the most unsettling piece of this barrage did not land in Ukraine at all. One of Russia's cruise missiles, a Kh-101, Warsaw has now confirmed, built only this spring in a factory near Moscow, overshot the border entirely and crashed in a field in eastern Poland, near Lublin. Polish investigators, joined by a Ukrainian expert, examined the wreckage today. It carried, they said, a significant charge of explosive. Prime Minister Tusk pointed the finger squarely at Moscow, but stopped short of invoking NATO's Article 4. His deputy called it what it plainly was, a test. In Washington, the pressure kept building. The sweeping sanctions bill named for the late Senator Lindsey Graham is now expected to clear the full Senate this week, with a broad bipartisan majority behind it. Tariffs of up to 100% on countries that keep buying Russian energy, fresh measures against the shadow fleet that moves Russia's oil, and sanctions on Putin's inner circle. The one break is the calendar. The House does not return from recess until late August. And on the phone, Zelensky spoke with Vice President Vance. Top of the list, as ever, the Patriot interceptors that Ukraine needs to stop nights like the last one. Russia's losses ran on much as before. 1,340 more soldiers in a day, its total now above 1,446,000, and its drone tally passed 435,000. On the ground, the fighting stayed fierce but static. 269 clashes along the line, the heaviest around Kostiantynivka, where 45 Russian assaults were repelled, and Pokrovsk, with another 35. No settlement changed hands. For all the reach of Ukraine's drones, into Volgograd, into Tatarstan, even over Poland, the line in the east held exactly where it was. That wraps up today's update. If you found this useful, press the like button and subscribe in order to support this channel. Stay informed, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.